Hey, it's James Mulvaney here. Today we are doing a mic comparison, another of these mic tests, another mic shoot-off. And today we're comparing the new Universal Audio SD-1 and the classic Shure SM7B. Let's find out which one sounds better. So welcome to this video. If you're new to the channel, my name is James Mulvaney. I'm founder of radio.co, podcast.co, matchmaker.fm and Q podcasts. I love creating videos like this one, talking about microphones, all things radio and podcasting. So remember to hit that subscribe button if you want to catch up with the latest videos. I will be pushing out new content every single Friday. So without further ado, let's switch to these microphones and figure out which one sounds better. So I've got these mics both routed in through the TASCAM MIXCAST 4, and currently I am not applying any kind of processing or any effects to them. This is just what they sound like as they are. What we'll do is we'll flick between them so you can see the difference in the sound, and we'll now show you on the screen which one I'm speaking in. So, do you think the Shure SM7B sounds better, or do you think the Universal Audio SD-1 sounds better? Let's now flick between them so you can kind of get a comparison of each of these microphones. When I tested out the new microphone, obviously the SD-1, the other week, I kind of talked about how maybe the industrial design by these manufacturers is lacking a little bit, because there are several now mics that look very, very similar to the Shure SM7B. And of course, because it looks the same, you feel like, well, let's automatically compare it. Both of these are dynamic microphones. I am not going to be using this to kind of record any instruments, but primarily we use these for spoken word, so whether that's live streaming, recording videos like this one, or even recording on-demand audio such as podcasts, I think both of these mics are really, really powerful and good for those purposes. And we've been using the SM7B in all of our podcast studios for like the last 5 years or so. So what I wanted to do is test out the Universal Audio, which is obviously relatively new to the market, and see how it compares. So now you've got an idea of how these microphones sound in a fairly natural environment. We're not in a treated room here, we're just sat in our office. Let's move into the sound booth, which is completely silent, and see how they compare in there. Okay, so here we are. We are currently in our sound booth, which is basically where we record a lot of our own podcasts and voiceovers and all that kind of stuff. The good thing about this room is it's acoustically treated. You've probably seen me mention this in previous videos. So, you know, it eliminates any echoes, and also it's got very thick walls. So it actually prevents from sound coming in as well as from sound escaping out the walls too. So this is a great environment to test out microphones. Let me know in the comments which you think sounds better. If you're using these in a sort of studio setting, this is kind of the results that you could get. Okay, so let me know in the comments below which you think sounds better in a studio setting. Do you like the sound of the Universal Audio, the SD-1, or do you prefer the classic Shure SM7B and ever so used in multiple podcast settings? Let me know. Now we're going to do another test. So let's move over to the kitchen, which is where I always like to test microphones, because obviously loads of podcasts are recorded in kitchens, aren't they? All right, so our final test then is in a non-ideal recording environment. You know, I mentioned before how some podcasts are recording in people's kitchens. Well, today we're here in the radio.co and podcast.co kitchen, and I wanted to test these microphones in a room that's not particularly well treated. Lots of echoing flying around. It's kind of like what you described as quite a live environment. Let's throw in some background noise. Jack, if you could please, yeah, thanks. So there we go. That's what it sounds like when you've got background noise. Can you still hear what I'm speaking about clearly? Cheers, Jack. The kitchen is now lovely and clean, as you can see. Anyway, there we go. So there we go. That's the SM7B versus the SD-1. How do you think these two mics compare? I'd love to know your thoughts. Please put them in the comments below. Does the classic Shure SM7B, which is around a $400 price tag, sit better than the new Universal Audio 1, which is around a $300 price tag? So it's slightly cheaper. Does it deliver more bang for your buck? Put your thoughts in the comments. Perhaps you own one of these microphones, or you're thinking about purchasing them. Hopefully I've helped you make your mind up. And if you found this video useful, really appreciate a thumbs up, and obviously subscribe for more. We'll see you very soon. Bye for now. What makes the difference between a successful radio station and a failed project? Well, after working with tens of thousands of broadcasters over the past 15 years and helping lots of people start their own radio stations, I see the same mistakes being made time and time again. So what I've done is I've put together a guide called the 5-Step Radio Startup Checklist, which really covers everything from concepting your radio station to marketing it. And this guide, I believe, will make the difference between you having a successful venture with longevity and creating something that doesn't quite hit the mark. Go and grab your copy now for free at jamesm.com/radio. Just enter your name and your email address and I'll send it over to you straight away. You're going to find it really useful. There's tons of information there which will help you with concepting and launching your brand and bringing it to market.